Been a while since I did a walk and talk video, so I figured I'll do a walk and talk video. Lovely flowers, different kinds, different colors, blah 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 blah. Anyway, weather is threatening. So what? Yeah. No, I mean it's like in between storms. There's one below us and one above us, and if I get hit, I get hit. That's the way it is. Anyway, I'll probably be doing this half-a-day conversation again. Try number 14 or whatever it is. So look for that as coming attractions in the near future. So I figured I'd do this as a preview video. This is I haven't just talked in general terms in a while, and nothing specific to respond to really. I was just thinking, okay, so here you're a human being, you're on Earth. So what's the proper philosophy to have? What's the proper philosophy? So it seems kind of, you look around, what is there? There's stuff moving, the sun does stuff, the moon does stuff, the ground does stuff, earthquakes, volcanoes, all somewhat interesting, but not too important really. And then there's these biological creatures, all biology really, and it seems quite obvious now they have all this evidence. It's not even obvious, it's quite proven, okay, that we're descended from each other, that we're manifestations of each other, related. We all got the little nipply thing, and the mammals and all this kind of stuff. And so we evolved and blah blah blah, and we have this brain thing. So that's we're saying to ourselves, hey, the first philosophical principle is, years of running, hey, I got a brain, and I'm using it right now, just listening to this asshole talk, right? You just observe the fact that I'm alive, and more importantly, I'm braining, I'm conscious, and the consciousness comes with these aspects where I can do this. I'm pondering something, and it has this aspect where, I feel something creepy. You get feelings like the creeps, someone plays with one of your parts just right, and you get a really good little feeling. And so you have these good and bad feelings, and these seem to be like really important. I'm not being patronizing on purpose. It just seems that this is apparently how you have to have a philosophical conversation, because people just, it never occurred to me that sentience was somehow relevant to anything. But this seems like this is the thing, right? I've got it. Now what does that mean? I have it. I'm the only one. I'm the only conscious thing on Earth. No, it seems quite obvious. No, I won't say obvious. It seems quite proven, okay, that all the little beasties, the big ones, are doing this brain thing. All the ones with a head, with a brain in it, are braining, and their brains are doing pretty much the same thing ours is doing. They just don't go to school and all that kind of stuff and learn, and they're just not good at learning. They're a little slow. Braining. So that doesn't seem like necessarily a disqualification for the fact that they still feel, though, because even when I was a little kid and I was pretty dumb, I still was pretty sensual, and I certainly did feel. So now, all right. So philosophically, this seems like, this is solid stuff. Okay, I'm conscious. The other things are conscious. I have feelings. The feelings seem like, of all the stuff I'm doing, like this moving stuff, it's really cool, but it doesn't really mean anything, right? So there's lots of little microbes and things moving about, but they're really not doing any moving in an interesting way. They're just little machines. They're like a dishwasher. And the dishwasher especially has a window in it, and you see the little swirly water. So very interesting, but no, it doesn't really mean much. But this feeling thing, so you start imagining other things doing this feeling thing, and you say, whoa, that's really gnarly. I wonder what they're feeling. Like he's jumping through the air, the deer. He's leaping and bounding. And he's feeling a little anxious. What's that guy doing talking to some camera thing? Except he doesn't know it's a camera thing. Might think it's a gun thing. Anyway. Yeah, he's just not. But he's feeling. He's taking in the air and feeling the world. And that's significant because he can feel good or bad. He can have an arrow in his side and be bleeding out slowly. Or he can be comfortable and relaxed in it's nice weather, nice little chewables around. And yeah, you can have a state or a welfare, a comfort. You can be comfortable or uncomfortable. And so this seems like the significant stuff here, right? What else is there but this, comfortable or uncomfortable? That seems like that's it. Yeah, all this other crap doesn't mean too much, but the comfortable and uncomfortable stuff. If you take away the comfortable and uncomfortable stuff, what's going on here is, you know, it's all jiggly jaggly and moving and stuff, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just a bunch of dirt flying around the planet or something. Just might make a pretty color, might make a pretty ring, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have any value weight or value gravity. So I guess that's what we're seeking here. Is you know, what's got gravity? What's got meaning? You know, and there you go, feeling things. So I just don't see how you could do any of this nihilist stuff or selfish stuff, because you know you're just in the game. You just got popped into it. All the other crap just popped into it. You know, and we're all just need machines trying to get our comfort, trying to not feel bad. Yeah, trying not to feel bad. And the consequence will be probably feeling good, right? You know, there's not a whole lot of choices. If it's not bad, it's probably something called good. And yeah, that's the game we're playing. And sensibly, logically, how else can you play the game? But understanding that the other crap feeling is doing something just as important as what you're doing. That you know, a broken leg is a broken leg. You know, human to human anyway. And you want to discount animals a little. You want to marginalize their sensitivity. I suppose you can get away with that, but I think it's a rationalization and excuse making, because I think, you know, their senses are real, that they smell things and they taste things and they hear things even deeper than we do, and so their feeling life is probably more rich than ours. They're in fact more sensitive and probably need more consideration of their welfare, because the extremeness of their sensations is probably higher than ours. The intensity, because ours is distracted by me making a video, conversation, thinking. Our brain is preoccupied and used up by this other thing we're doing, this philosophizing. And so we've probably cut off part of our senses, part of our sensuality has been diminished to make us capable of storing all these things and remembering and blah 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 and all this crap, where animals are just sensing the world, you know, feeling deja vu. I said that weird, but that probably works for some people. Yeah, deja vu. You know, feeling creepy, feeling uneasy, feeling, you know, because they're not doing this cognitive thing. It's identifying, you know, more explicitly categories and properties, and, you know, organizing it all in word associations. But that's the game. So I'm saying from that premise, you have nowhere to go. but to logically understand it's not about you, it's not about what you want, it's about the welfare of the sentience, and understanding what the mechanism is, which is just a need machine. You just come into the world needing to get comfort and doing little else, needing to maintain the peace of your body, the quietness of it, the smoothness of it. So you just spend all this time exposing a precious lens, let's say, to the harsh elements, and then you spend your life just keep trying to polish it smooth again. That's the game we're caught up in. And so much of this, there's just so much attrition, so much bad that happens to good people, and bad that happens to good little animals. So much, horror. And for what? To redundantly play out a machine's role. I guess that's another little fact, another little statement you could make about the condition. Is this sentience thing, although highly important, is only exist to make us better machines, to make us more functional in a little BattleBot game. It's not there to enrich our experience of the universe. No, it's there merely because it's more conducive to pushing us, forcing us to play the game, getting us addicted and attached and aggressive, and play hard to win. And the only game there is in this town of nature is a gladiator war game. And yes, we as humans can come up with something better, but we haven't. Half of us have, you could say. Maybe half the human beings are somewhat decent, but the other half just keep flushing us down the toilet with their nihilism and their greed and their gluttony and their selfishness, their excuses to be an asshole. So seems all quite doomed. And even if the good guys could win, and we were to play as straight a game as we could play, it's still the same game. It's a live for no reason game. Win for no reason, fight for no reason. Go out and ambition into the world. Ambition for what? To gain a survival completely dependent, in most cases, on the destruction of many other animals and their hardship and pain and suffering. Just to have human beings, you have to have the biosphere, and the biosphere is grinding up sentient organisms in horrific numbers every single day. There's just no way to play the game. It's a nature game. It's a bad game. Make a need, satisfy a part of it. It can't win right from the start. The premise of it is stupid. Dig a hole, and then maybe if you're lucky you'll fill your personal hole. But there'll always be more holes that you dug. They'll never get filled. It's a negative chain reaction that can go nowhere. What other metaphor for just a completely, it's got waste built into it, it's got friction built into it. You can't escape it because it's the nature of the game, the desired game. Whatever need you have isn't a necessary need. It doesn't serve or fulfill a need. You can only fix what we break. You can only fix a broken sentience. There's nothing else that can be broken in the universe except a sentience condition. And there's no other profit but to somehow clean up the losses created by life. There's no free lunch, and there's no way to create one that's a bargain. Whatever lunch you create won't be a bargain. Won't be something that anybody should ever buy off the shelf and try on. It's a fundamentally cannibalistic mechanism, and it's built on that very principle. All of evolution is built on a destructive competition, not a constructive competition. It doesn't make betters, it makes losers. And that's all it does. So that's probably enough. Probably didn't do that as perfectly coherently as possible, but that's the general idea. You recognize sentience as having value. You recognize that sentience is a byproduct of the natural process of evolution, not a product. It's not an intended, purposeful thing. It's just useful to the purpose of making good gladiators. And gladiator isn't anything an intelligent should want to be. And there's really nothing else to play here. You're either a nurse or a gladiator. You know, you're either a medic trying to clean up the mess the gladiators make, or you're a mess maker with your ego cutting up the world. That's just the sad truth of our existence. And the sooner we understand that, the sooner we can do better than behaving like ignorant monkeys, wishful thinkers, silly people. You know, frankly, anything outside of this framework just doesn't have any merit logically or evidentially. There's no evidence of a God and no evidence of purposes. Anyway, that's enough now. Okay, yeah, I think I'm agreeable. Cool, looking lovely, and such. Till next time.